And also PKD Nambiar, social commentator. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us on this. Mr. Nambiar, that's an important point that Mr. Ansari is making. You know, Uttarakhand is a small hill state and it does not represent the whole country. So when it comes to this whole country, we already saw the ST community has been quite against and averse to any interference in their local customs. So when we talk about a national UCC, clearly a lot more consultations would be required. Would you agree with that, sir?
See, of course, there is no doubt, Vasudha, that there has to be multiple discussions. That is the reason in most of the states, wherever they were talking about the law commissions and other committees have been formed to discuss and study and come up with a proposal. And I think I am sure that in wherever this kind of a law, if it is national level, if it is coming, which is going to have a social impact, needs to be thoroughly studied and do it. But then you need to understand that from the day one, even the makers of our constitution has envisaged for a UCC, but unfortunately, maybe our political compulsions or our the people who have been ruling the country for so long have been trying to keep a very low profile or don't wanted to discuss this as even as a subject. But today, I'm very happy. I mean, there are three things BJP has promised. One is Ram Mandir, maybe through the court. It's happening, it's taking shape. Article 370 is the second topmost topic for them. They have taken away that. And now the third one is the UCC. And the UCC will make me and Javed Ansari Saab at the same level at par. Now, neither my both the liberties and etc. Rather than that, me and Ansari Saab will be the same. Will be treated as the same citizens, which will have the same rights, even like the criminal law. So I think it's a good step. Maybe it may be a small state, doesn't matter. That the small state can create a template for all of us, the rest of the states to follow. And maybe they can add or delete or modify. And finally, if some states, at least 5-10 states comes up, implement the UCC, I'm sure that it will also lead to a national uniform civil code at the end of the day. Well, the bottom line is simple, that we need to integrate India. We need to integrate every Indian with one identity, one law applicable for all of us. Unless and until that happens, we are divided by caste, we are divided by religion, we are divided, identify ourselves as a different tribe, all different people. I think that I'm not saying that it will all go on once a law comes up, everything will change our social thing. But eventually, somewhere we have to start for a progressive nation, for a 21st century, or rather becoming a superpower. I think this requires very, very importantly for our to make everybody come together. And this is something which has been envisaged by all our founding fathers. I mean, or the people who were the makers of the Constitution. Article 44 clearly says that. And even like a few days ago, if you remember that our Vice President has also said that I think UCC is one thing which we need to really work upon to bring together all of us as a society or a proud Indian, rather than just identifying ourselves as somebody or the other, or with our own religion or a caste. Even more than the religion, I would say that the caste. Like I have a tag called as Nambiar along with me. It's my caste, right? Yeah. So I think eventually that needs to go off, if not today. So I think it's a good beginning. Maybe even a small state can show us the way how this can be taken up. And as you said, Madhya Pradesh, maybe Rajasthan, Gujarat is in the second line. I think they will also be implementing it before 2024 election. I'm sure for that.
Right. Mr. Nambiar, I also believe that this is an opportunity for states to bring in progressive laws, right? Because women, have always been at the receiving end in many societies, including Indian society, when it comes to inheritance, when it comes to, even in polygamy, because their rights are curtailed. So is this, will you be disappointed if states actually don't get into these tricky areas which actually, promise greater rights or at least equal rights for women when it comes to inheritance or having more say of the woman when when it comes to marriage or for that matter divorce or even adoption?
Vasudha, every law also needs to evolve depending upon the time, maybe the way our society get matured. You remember that during the Mutalaq, when they have stopped the Mutalaq all over, so many people were just crying over, and there were many people from the religious people were against it. But the truth is that the Muslim woman has got a liberation in a way, which is something which has been accepted by the religious minds also of late. So I think this will have, I think I wanted to borrow a word what Ansari Saab said, that think of a progressive. Every law also needs to be progressive. I'm sure that maybe Uttarakhand UCC may be a perfect one, maybe a little imperfect, but I think there were somewhere we have to start. I'm sure that there will be issues, there will be concerns over whether it is from the Hindu side or a Muslim side or even a Christian side, or even their subsects as we go on. But then we will have to think from the point of view of a national interest of each and every Indian. And when you keep that Indian as an individual, put them in the front, and it is for their progress, and I'm sure that things will change. Eventually, we are a progressive society. We are changing day by day. We are progressing day by day. Today, we don't identify, everybody is not identified. I don't even, like, for an example, if I employ quite a large number of people, we don't ask which caste they are from. We don't even have a column to write that which caste you are from. Whether it is a Muslim, whether it is a Christian, whether it is a Sikh, it doesn't matter. So the corporate world has changed in the same way, and I'm sure that the only worry is that this reservation drama which is going on in everywhere, whether it is in Maharashtra or Bihar or in any other places. I think this is going to be, this will also eventually will help us to, more than the caste and creed, I think this reservation drama will also get little diluted with UCC coming in.
Okay.
Because people will start identifying themselves as an Indian rather than just as a Pandit or a Kshatriya or a Muslim or a Sunni or a Shia. I think that will go off eventually. I hope, and that's the way we wanted to, that's the India you and me wanted, Ansari Saab.
Right. Right, Mr. Ansari, would you like to respond to that? Because he's saying that for many...
To say laws for India, Nambiar religious disparity. When you belong to,
right.
Why can't we just say that we're Indians?
Yeah,
How
that's
does
an important point, Mr. Ansari. I'll have to just, we'll take this forward some other day. We're running short of time. Thank you so much for joining us, both of you. That was a